Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt and this is Augie, and this is my latest episode of Flosstube. Today is Friday, November 4th, 2022, and it's been maybe 8 or more weeks since the last time I did a video. My September was pretty busy and October was as well, and just haven't really had the extra time to make a video, and so we're gonna catch up today with all the cross stitch and a good portion of the haul of stuff, cross stitch related things that I have purchased since the last time I did a video. It's not gonna be everything because there's just been too much that I've either like gone ahead and started using, or it's just not there's just not a whole lot else that I don't have it in a spot that I'm like, oh yeah, let's go through all of this. So anyway, okay, so first of all, let's to the Crafty Stitchers, to quote them, if we'll start with starts. So I have started one new project since the last time I did a video, and that is this one. It is Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This is a 2014 chart. It's one of her seasonal Quaker series. There's all 4 seasons, and then but this is the autumn one. All of these are charted with Valdani thread. I think is it? Yeah. Well, I think floss 3-strand hand over dyed color fast. So I think it's still cotton, but it's 3-stranded and it comes in a ball. You can typically buy the thread pack that goes with each of these at a lot of the places that sell the pattern. So I caught this at the Silver Needle in Tulsa, which is where I live, last year, I think at the New Year's Day sale that they always have. And so it was both the chart and then also the thread that went with it. So I was able to get both of those. And then and so it's charted. You would use like a 28 count linen or even weave or a 14 count Aida, and it should fit on a fat quarter of that size of fabric. Each of them are kind of charted that way, and they are charted with Picture This Plus fabrics. I am going a little rogue on mine with the fabric choice. I had several picked out possible to do, but I ended up going with a Fortnite fabric called Fuzzy Stamen. I had the name wrong in my head for a while, and still do apparently. And it's a very tiny start. So also I'm doing it on a 40 count linen using 1 strand. I do really like the coverage, and it's nice and small. I mean, it's gonna be pretty small, which I like. So I'm still doing it over 2 strands, but this is my tiny little start. It's a little bit of there's like an acorn kind of motif down there. There's 3 of them. I've done one of the heads of the acorn, and yeah, so the fabric choice that I went with is a little bit more golden orangey color than the called for. It's closer to the color on the picture than the actual fabric that I had. The called for name. It's Doubloon by Picture This Plus is the name of it. Oh, actually, I don't think I had doubloon. I got a different color. Maybe it is doubloon. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not using that. But I am using the called for Valdani, and then I'm just using 1 strand at a time and over 2 links. So, and this I started in honor of my friend Cheryl of Fickle Stitches. She is a stitchy friend of mine that I met through Virtual Stitchers, and then also lives here in this part of the country and is a in-person stitchy friend as well. But Cheryl is doing 50 for 50 for 50, where she is, she turned 50 this year, and she's doing 50 starts, starting with her birthday. And this was the first one that she started for her birthday, which was, she's also doing Autumn Quakers. So I joined in, and I didn't start right on her birthday, but I did start that in the next few days. And yeah, so that is number one. And that's the only start I had. Well, actually, no, that's not true. How long it's been. The other start I have is the Dark Queen of the Earth Stitch Along from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I do not have a picture of it, and I didn't bring my tablet. This is a stitch along in the same method as the Dark Queen of the Sea was in 2020. This started in September of 2022, and the new part is released every month until through next August, and that will then take us to 12 parts and completely be done. This is the Dark Queen of the Earth is the theme compared to the sea, and we have 3 parts out so far. And with the third part, Erin finally released a version that is Pattern Keeper compatible, like a specific Pattern Keeper file, or works with. And so I switched, I hadn't started, well, I started in September, I just hadn't stitched very much on it. And so then I didn't get very much progress until more this week. I've more than doubled. At the beginning of this last week, I was at, so I started working on this at the beginning of November because I was stuck on another Autumn Lane piece during October and spooky season. And so I started really working on this in November on Tuesday. And so I've gotten from about 4% to now 11.5% of just the first 3 parts done. And this is how far I am. So I've been mostly working in where part 1 is. I think I'm gonna continue trying to work up and then come back down. So I don't know that I'll finish all of part 1 because I do need to like move this to get all of I think I'm not quite positioned right to get everything in part 1 done without moving the Q-snap. And so I will probably just keep going. But the fabric that I'm stitching this on is a Under the Sea Fabrics. It's called Sea God, and it is a 32 count linen. And I purchased this at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat in February, and in Pittsburgh, and it was the Crafty U that was the shop that was there supplying our shopping needs. And so, and then this is a David Rose needle minder from Rebel Stitcher Designs, and then this is the Life needle minder from Autumn Lane Stitchery that goes with this pattern. So I did purchase one of the needle minders this time. As you can kind of see, it's like a woman, a dryad woman, which that's my thought of what this pattern is going to be. We've got kind of the middle, and then like the bottom more of her dress. That's kind of the 3 parts. So I'm thinking that's kind of the area we're going in. This light green, yellowy color is a silk lame braid from Rainbow Gallery, which has been very nice to work with. I'm doing 1 strand of that, and then the rest of it so far is DMC. And there is a little bit of treasure braid. I don't know that it's called for yet, but I have done the rest of the DMC so far. There's 2 other colors of other greens. But I really like it being Pattern Keeper compatible and have really enjoyed that and continuing to get progress on it. So I have this in my Dark Queen bag that I purchased from Robert's Palace of Stitches. It's my friend from Virtual Stitchers. He lives up in Kansas City, and he makes bags for people that ask. And he made me one for the Year in the Woods Sal, and so I was like, I need a bag for the Dark Queen. So I was like, Robert, would you hook me up? And he said yes. So that's this one. I like the big size of this, this size bag, and it's quilted. It's very nice. I like the foresty fabric that he picked out, and yeah. So Dark Queens. Okay. So I said that I spent a lot of my month working on, or a lot of this last time working on another Autumn Lane piece, and that is Potions and Spells. And let me go ahead and pull off part of the Q snap here. So this is a Autumn Lane witch pattern that is, I think it may be my oldest Autumn Lane chart that I'm currently working on. So, and I have the bottom 2 pages done. So everything the bottom 2, and I'm kind of working my way up. So this is on a 32 count Lugana that was dyed by Jody of Steel City Stitchers in this unique dye pattern. She had put it up on Instagram and said, hey, tell me what you would stitch on this. And then I said this other pattern that I haven't actually started yet. And she's like, hey, can I send you a piece of fabric? Okay. And now the piece she gave me was a fat 1/4, and this is on a fat 1/8. The other pattern that I said I would stitch on it will fit on the other part of it. And it is the plan to do that at some point, but who knows if that will ever come to fruition. Otherwise, and then I changed the colors. So the magic is charted, the like magic swirl and the stuff in the bottles is all charted in either green or like a dark maroon red color. And I changed it to this electric blue, and I really love it. Blue's my favorite color, and so I wanted to change it to that. I have essentially done all of this, and then everything that's kind of been working my way up. So I worked on this a lot during October and September during spooky season. Horror movies are a big part of, my boyfriend really likes horror movies, and I am not, they're not my go-to. I do like some of them that because of him I have watched and really do enjoy, but I'm not a big horror movie fan. But I made a deal with him when we started dating and watching horror movies. It's like, okay, I will watch these with you, but I get to cross stitch. So that also means the lights are on because I need to see. So that also helps. But yeah, so I've stitched a lot while watching Halloween, the new Halloween, a whole bunch of other stuff that we watched in the last month. And yeah, I've enjoyed working on this piece and getting more progress. And I've kind of put her down for now to work on the Dark Queen. So I think that's kind of where we're at, but I might pull her back out in a little to get a little bit more progress at some certain points. But I do think it would be something that I'm definitely more than halfway, and I can see myself getting her done next year, but there's still a bunch of stuff up there, so we'll see. I definitely don't think it'll take me 2 more years, but who knows. Okay. So the other piece that I've worked quite a bit on is my Naboo travel poster from Country Magic Stitch. And most of what I've worked on is visible, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So this is a vintage style travel poster, but for a planet in Star Wars. This is Naboo, which is from episode 1. And I've got quite a bit done. So I've filled in a lot of this. And then, yeah, so this is the top, and I have that all to do. I am more than 3/4 of the way done. I think I'm at like 85%, if I remember correctly, or maybe it's 88%. I've got quite a bit done, and this is one that's easy for me to work on in the car if we're going somewhere and I'm riding as a passenger, because it's on an 18 count white Ada. It's easier for me to do that in the car. And last week we went to Eureka Springs for the weekend, and I did quite a bit on this during that time. Got a lot of this done. Yeah. So I am getting good progress on this, and I would like to see this one finished this year. So, or if not, well, maybe not this year, but definitely in the first half of 2023. That's very doable. And this is in a Jasmine's Custom Bags, Genevieve. And it is a Pride Star Wars. Well, Rainbow Star Wars, I call it Pride. But when I was doing, this is the bag I purchased for when I was doing the Modern Folk Embroidery Pride Sal, and because it was rainbow, and then I was like, oh, I've got a Star Wars piece that I can put in there. And so, yeah, it's a great bag. I love her bags. Okay, next up. Year in the woods. I'm still on the fox, people. It's been a year. Actually, I haven't been working on him all year because I didn't get my fabric till the summer, and but I did start with the fox, and I've got quite a bit of him done. He's more than halfway done, I think. So, but I still got quite a bit to do. This is on Gray Magic. It is a Be Stitch Me fabric. This is a 40 count of Gray Magic, and it is 1 strand over 2 with the called for colors on this one. Yeah, I think it is all the called for. I did, well, except for there's like, I think it's chalk, whatever the white overdyed was, I switched that out for a Silks For You white, and then I think there's a black that I switched out for Anchor Black, but I think it looks great. So that is Year in the Woods. And then I only have one other piece that I've worked on, but not finished. I have a finish to show you. And that is the Polar Pack. Yeah, Polar Pack from Plum Street Samplers. It's one of the stacks of three animals. So there's like 2 different polar bears and then a little baby polar bear. And this is on a 36 count linen from Be Stitch Me called Glacier. It's a little washed out. It's a light blue, but it definitely has white modeling to it, and it's very like ice-like. But yeah, that is where I am on the Polar Pack. So I've pretty much got the bottom done. I need to like do the black line up here. I've got a good amount of this polar bear, but my goal is to get this done before Steel City Stitchers, because I have someone that I'm going to be giving the pattern to, hopefully, if I can get this done. So that is the goal. Okay, so stitch-wise, I have one other thing to show you that is a cross-stitch finish. Done this in a different order. But I finished Force of Sumatra. This is a piece that I have been working on for quite a while. I started it in 2020 when I did Mania in 2020, Cross Stitch Mania, and it was one of the things I started and then restarted that same or that year. So it is from Ink Circles is the designer, and it is on a 36 count linen called Toast from Be Stitch Me, and and then I used the called for silk, which is from Gloriana, and I used 2 strands over 2 on this 36 count. I just liked the coverage a lot better than the 1 strand on this one, and it's gorgeous. And you can, and so I finished it, and then I got it framed at my local framer here, which Ziegler's, they do really good work. And yeah, I really like this frame too. It goes with it, I think. So this will not be hanging up here in this room. I have found a place for it to hang up in my bedroom, so not likely to see it very often. But yeah, it is a wonderful piece. I really enjoyed working on it. It was very fun to work on. What are you doing? And yeah, so this is a series. So she did Dragons of Sumatra, Squirrels of Sumatra, and then there's like Star of Sumatra, I think was the one that came out this year. But they're all great, wonderful pieces that I really enjoy working on. I worked on this one. I haven't started any of the others, but she does have Garden Stars, which is one I've started this year for my birthday. And so that one I would really like to see. That's kind of gonna take the place of when I work on this one, work on that one. But I'm not trying to like get that. I did it, this one I was really trying to get done this year, and I did. So, okay. This is not cross-stitch related directly, but it will be. So there is a, before I pull this up. So I am a fan of drag queens. I enjoy going to drag shows, although I don't go very often anymore because I work and staying up late is just not my thing very much. Like going out and doing that is not my thing that much anymore. But I do love drag shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, Dragula, all sorts of stuff that is like put out there. I do like a drag brunch quite a bit. And it's something that I really enjoy about like gay culture, and enjoy going to drag shows, seeing drag queens. I've never performed, and I don't think that's really in my future, but it's a very important and useful thing. Anyway, I love RuPaul's Drag Race, and one of my favorite queens from RuPaul's Drag Race is Jinx Monsoon. She's the winner of season 5, and she also competed on All Stars 7, which was an all-winner season. And Jinx is amazing, hilarious, and does just wonderful, fantastic things. I was scrolling on, I follow her on Instagram, and she retweeted an artist, or reblog, or reposted, or whatever, an artist that made some fan art of her, and his name is James Bowers. And so I followed his account, and I really liked this piece that he did. And it was really cool, and he had both her winning look from season 5, and then what she wore in the finale of All Stars 7. And kind of like the progression of Jinx Monsoon. Because All Stars, or season 5 was 2013, 2012. Like, it was a while ago. And she's been around, and she does amazing things. But yeah, I was like, oh, I really like that. But I wanted, and then I followed him, and then he put up on his Instagram that he was doing commissions, and it was like, oh, hey, I really like that piece that you did, but I was wondering if you could do something slightly, like, kind of build off of that and do something a little different. And so we worked together. I commissioned a piece of art from him that is in the likeness of Jinx Monsoon, and had a print made of it and framed it. And then I also got permission from him to turn the digital file of it into a cross-stitch piece at some point for my own use. I'm not selling it. I'm not doing anything with it, except I want to stitch it one day and can put it up on the wall. That day's not going to be soon, but that was another reason why I decided to get a print, and so I could have it framed and I can look at it now without having to wait until I finish stitching it or even start stitching it. So I got a copy of it, and I got it framed also at my local framer, and I just love it. So this is Jinx Monsoon in the, so it's inspired by the triple goddess, or Hecate, the Greek goddess of magic, or the three-headed goddess. It's kind of the maiden figure, the mother figure, the crone figure. They're all Jinx, but it's kind of like her early career. This is her look from when she won All Stars 5. And this was another look she wore during the show, which was a Queen Elizabeth I inspired look, which was gorgeous. And so he took that and kind of made her a little bit more evil stepmother-y. And then did this piece, and I really loved it. And I think the frame that I got was just, my boyfriend and I went and picked it out. I think it's perfect, and it's amazing. It's kind of the centerpiece in my dining room now, so it's kind of received its own wonderful I don't know what to say, what I'm trying to say, highlight in the, where it is. But eventually that will be a cross stitch piece, and I will stitch it again. I haven't turned it into a pattern yet, but it will be a while. And I'm very much looking forward to that in the future. So, and he posted it, Jinx Monsoon liked it and made a comment, and I was just very like, ooh, like this is the closest I've been to Jinx. It's not really close, but I mean, I was tagged in it, and he was like, go look at his cross stitch art. So anyway, okay, so that's the end of the like cross stitch and then the drag queen art. I do have some haul that I am gonna go through, but I'm gonna try to go pretty quickly, so we're not here forever. Okay, I purchased the Bella Filipina, where is she? I showed this fabric before. Okay, so I got Aquila Queen of the Skies, and I purchased her from Be Stitch Me. Brandy does like pre-orders for a lot of the Bella Filipina and the Mira's, Nora Corbett's, on her site or through her Facebook group, or in her store now. But I purchased this, and then Brandy recommended this fabric, and I thought that would be really cool. So I went ahead and got fabric, surprise. And it's very different from the called for, but I also really like it. So it's a big maybe. And then I did get the called for from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers, which is this one. I really like that too. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna end up picking. But yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous. Okay. And Brandy also will do the treasures, and she now switched to where you can also get Rainbow Gallery and not just Krynic. So I did get the Krynic on this. I don't mind Krynic, but I do like the Rainbow Gallery, the Petite Treasure Braid. If you can change it over to that, and like it's a little bit easier to work with, but they're both pretty good. So one of the things I also received in this last month, a couple months, is the Ocean box from Be Stitch Me. And I just have been doing the fabric and floss versions of the boxes. I haven't done everything else that goes with them, and I've been happy with that this year. So this one is Aquarius, and these are all 36 count linens. So Aquarius is the name of this one. It's a beautiful darker blue, kind of like a stormy sea version. Wave, which this is also very pretty. And I'm gonna go through all the fabrics and then come back to the silks later, because of the way I did that. And this is Sandbar. Another very pretty green, blue, and light brown, sandy color. And then shimmer is this one, which is also another beautiful color. Isn't that like just great? Love it. Okay. Now, I also purchased from Under the Sea Fabrics a couple colors. One, so the Dark Queen of the Earth is, the called for is not the fabric that I'm using. The called for, there's two. There's like a golden oak and I forget the green one. So there's two different colors that she offered. And I was like, I don't want either of those, but I do want fabric from you. So I purchased a piece of Dryad, which is like a green and a brown. It's very pretty. I thought about using this, but I am happy with Sea God. I started Sea God before this came in, but I had kind of been thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll do that, and then didn't. And then this was not in the running for Dark Queen of the Earth, but I loved this color. I've gone back to it several times and I've just never purchased it. This is called Freya, which is a beautiful, beautiful green and blue color, which I love greens and blues. And then, okay, I did get the autumn box from Be Stitch Me. And these are some beautiful fall colors. So first of all, we have Gambog. It's a beautiful, ooh, my battery ran out, so my light just went out. Okay, well, this is where we're at, peoples. Okay, so Gambog is this one. And on my gourd is this one, which is a beautiful color as well. I love this one. Filele Morte, beautiful. And Golden or Gold Rush. It's another beautiful color. And these are all 36 count linens as well. Okay. So, and then I have had several fabric of the months since then. So this is Not Another Sampler, which is a neutral color, and this is on a Jobelin. Beautiful, beautiful color. It's also night, so we're not getting a natural light here. Water Nymph, which is the colorful fabric from, I don't remember what month, but it's also very pretty. And then this was a Friday Night Fight Night win from a couple months ago. Another beautiful neutral and okay, so here's a couple of the silks. So we've got Evil Queen, which is a beautiful purple. We have Autumn, wonderful. And then Raven, which is like a black and purple. It's very, the purple is very striking, but without my extra light, you can't really see that. So, okay. I purchased the, sorry, that's my dryer, if you can hear that. The Halloween bag or box from Rebel Stitcher. So she did a, it's got a little Jasmine's Custom Bags little bag, and then everything you need for a pattern. So this is, doesn't have a name. It's this little pumpkin dude. We got all the DMC for it. We got we got some scissors. We got some chenille trim. all the DMC on this little pumpkin floss holder. Fabric from Jody and finishing fabric as well. Yeah, it's just adorable. Now, I did also participate in the Christmas one, which just came this week. And I loved, oh, it's so cute. So it's another little mini bag, but don't you just love that little snowman, abominable snowman? So, yeah. And so, whoops. So this pattern is a little bit bigger. This is the Cold Hands Warm Heart is the name of it. So it's this piece, big blocks of color, all DMC. Well, that's just fabric of the month. So we got some stickers, some snowflake stickers, a Yeti keychain or floss holder thing, and then the inside is the fleece. Like, it's just really cute. Got some hot chocolate. The thread that we need. So there's skeins, and then one, like, I guess one length of one color, and then some. These are floss tags, but they are painted with forests and a little Bigfoot on them. You can see that. So, but they're acrylic. So we got those, the fabric we need from Jody, and then finishing fabric as well. So gorgeous, amazing. Now I did get some fabric of the month from Jody as well. And this, Jody does, her fabric of the month is 2/8. And it's not everybody gets the same colors. She dyes a bunch of stuff and then sends it out. So this is on 32 count linen, beautiful little pinky, and a beautiful gray, right? Okay. Oh, my friend Sarah, Memphis Sarah E, sent me these scissors. They have dragons on them, and they are really cute. She saw them and sent them to me and said, they make me think of you. So, thank you, Sarah. And then my friends, the X's and Ho's, sent me a pattern that I won from a giveaway from them. And this is the Prairie Schooler, one of the original cardstock ones. It's book number 75. It's called A Prairie Garden #2. And it has all of these beautiful little motifs of different flowers. I like it a lot, and I kind of want to do some of the flowers just individually. Now, I think it was, well, is there a date? Yeah, at the beginning of September, my friend Cheryl had texted me and said, hey, Silver Needle is doing, like, has a bunch of stuff, like old stuff that they have put out, and it's like really reduced price. Go through the like old containers and stuff, and kind of like a fun thing. They've got all sorts of different things. It's not just one kind of thing. It's like, oh, cool, so we're gonna go? And she's like, well, I kind of already went, but okay, I'll meet you there tomorrow. And so we went, and I found one thing, and this was from Tiny Modernist, Winter Wonderland. This is, I don't think it's dated, but it looks pretty old. No, 2014, so, I mean, for a Tiny Modernist pattern, it's still making stuff. But yeah, it's a cute little winter scene. So I got that, and then I picked up the brown bat, just here, from the wood, Year in the Woods Sal. I need to get the beaver and then the reindeer. But those, I think I'll probably get at the New Year's Eve sale, if not some other way. Okay, I did get my fall copy of Primitive Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, which is a magazine subscription I won at StitchCon. And so this is you get a physical copy. You also get access to the online history of a whole bunch of different patterns. Well, all of the old magazines, and you can access all the different patterns. But it's a very great magazine. I like it a lot. I mean, I don't do punch needle, but there's a lot of cross stitch in there too. Okay, on my log, this is a Bee Stitch Me silk. We're just kind of getting every which way. This is the lovely card that the X's and Ho's sent me from Justine. Okay, some more Fabric of the Month fabric from Bee Stitch Me. So this is Bee Stitch Me. This is her original color. It's a beautiful purple, teal, blue. I've loved this color. It's great. Sand Dollar, another great neutral. And then, okay, so last month I got some Jody fabric, and this was 36 count. So that we've got this like darker gray, murky brown color, which is great. And then beautiful red. Just this one, very cardinal-y, very Christmas. I do get the Rebel Stitcher Designs, or Rebel Stitchers Cottage Garden sample, Cottage Garden Thread Club of the quarter. I think it is quarterly or every other month. Don't remember, but I do participate in that, and so I got that. Got Marigold. It's a beautiful color. A Nuke. It's really hard to see without the light. Chinese Lantern. That's a really pretty color too. And then Pantouf. I'm not sure how to say that. Okay, some more Bee Stitch Me fabric. This is Fairy Garden, another beautiful silk, and then Dark Woods, another beautiful color, and Whimsical this is from this month, and it's a beautiful darker blue purple color, and then we've got Gray Magic, which this is the Jobelin version of the Year in the Woods fabric that I'm using for the fox, and it's a great, wonderful gray. I really like the linen version, but it's a wonderful gray if you need a gray neutral on an even weave. Okay, and so then the rest, we've just got some more silks, and these were from the boxes. So let's go through it. Okay, so we've got Brick. It's a beautiful color. Boysenberry. Another beautiful color. Sorry, Augie. Allspice. I think these are all from the fall box. Mud Skipper. Fall Foliage. Oops. Nope. No, Augie, those are not for you. Leave it. Guardian. Beautiful color. Shoreline. This is from the Waves one. Reef. Ride the Waves. Ride the Wave. Deep Blue. Shimmer. Mild Spice. pumpkin, and espresso. So those are all gorgeous colors, and that's all of my haul to go through with you. So apologize for the lighting failure, but my battery was not as charged as apparently it needed to be. But that's okay, we'll be good. So that's pretty much everything. Thank you for coming back. If this is the first time that you've watched one of my videos and you liked what you saw, please give me a like down below, subscribe, give me a comment, ask me a question, do something along those lines. I'd be happy to send me a message on Facebook, not Facebook, I'm sorry. I'm not on Facebook very much, but Instagram or something, you know, in any of that. If you're interested in following the artist that I purchased the art from, his Instagram handle will be down below. And yeah, so that's pretty much everything. So thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you again soon. Hopefully not 8 months, or well, hopefully not 8 months, but shouldn't be 8 weeks this time. And I'll see you all later. Bye.